Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the Delta Green tabletop role-playing game rules by Arc Dream Publishing. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. Listeners should know that this podcast will include mature themes and scenes. All content, including names, places, events, companies, military organizations, and etc., which may bear resemblance to entities living, dead, or redacted, is completely coincidental. My name is Michael Diamond, and for tonight's game, I will be your handler. Thank you for joining us again on another episode of the Old Ways Podcast. I am your handler this evening, Michael Diamond, and we are back with our Agents of OCEL in the wrap-up to From the Dust. So last session, we had a very vigorous session, I think, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing how it all wraps up. If you would like to check out more of what we have to offer, you can do so on Patreon at patreon.com/theoldwayspodcast. You can also check us out over on YouTube, where you can see some of our OCEL folks doing Q&A sessions and doing all the other things that, Agents of the Conspiracy might do. That being said, let's get to cast introductions to my right.
Hey, this is Miranda, and I play Dr. Aaron Weber. Yeah, I don't know. I just saw some really weird shit, and this is a new thing for Aaron. I just want to get back home to my kid, and away from whatever is happening down here or happened down there.
Right. You're probably going to, use a lot of alcohol to maybe bleach, to just work it out. I don't know. It's a good option. To Dr. Weber's right.
Hi, I'm Nate. I play Elliot Winters, Special Agent for the U.S. Department of State. We now find ourselves encumbered with 3 kids, 11 months to 2 years, and how in the heck are we going to get these kids back to their families without creating an absolute shitstorm is what's going through my mind.
Agent Winters, I have been thinking about it for, basically since the end of last session, how you might covertly reinsert children, such as they are, back into their parents' lives without causing, a shitstorm. So I look forward to that at the end of the table.
Hi, this is Allie, and I play Special Agent Joanne Hart. And I'm not really exactly sure what was happening as I was inside a cupboard holding 2 kids close.
Oh, I mean, you don't need the visuals. Your ears don't lie, Agent. You're pretty sure you know what went on. But that being said, you've decided to find your way out, and soon you'll be greeted by something other than rough-hewn dirt walls and old cobblestones. Last, but most certainly not least.
Hi, my name is Tegan, and I'm playing Brett Hawking, and I have, double PTSD now.
Yeah. It's one thing to go on a missing children's case. It's another thing to find yourself in a completely separate extra-dimensional realm. It's entirely something else to be, part of a agreement, a negotiation between you and an extra-dimensional entity, and then copulate with them. And then worse, see the fruit of her labor. But such is the life of an agent. And so, we'll raise the curtain tonight as the darkness of the tunnels bleeds away, and the early morning New York sun greets the windows of the Garretson Mansion on full display as our agents and their very important care packages are pushed through the side of reality and back into a reality they believe is the one that they left. So you all come to in that room. You all gain a sense of consciousness at about the same time. Most of it comes by way of the sound of a diesel engine starting. It's distant, but the churn of it is real. That early morning sun is so bright. It's so much different than that darkness that you were in before, and sort of the shreds of everything you left behind. Each of you are conscious with a headache, a real one. And for you, Agent Hawking, And you, Elliot Winters, your vision is tinged with spots, after echoes, little dots.
Why is that?
You're not sure.
I'm going to, heedless of everyone else, just go straight for the shower and just strip down and slam the door. I'm going to be in there a while.
Okay, so I love this for two reasons. One, you strip down, like on your way to the shower?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, clothes off, bad clothes off.
Okay. You start stripping down and you pull the shirt off and shoes are go off and then pants, and you're headed directly into the shower. And when you do so, you realize right before you shut the door that the bathroom you're in is unfinished because you were in the Garrettson mansion, buck naked, young buck.
Fuck. Yeah, I'll come back out, but with my pants on. I'm still putting my shirt back on when I get back out of the unfinished bathroom with no water.
So we need to do something with these kids, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm at some point going to need some medical attention for my fucking leg.
That's for sure. All three kids are here. I look around for Sandra and Catherine and Franklin.
You do find the three children here. They are tucked in a semicircle against the wall where the wooden plate, that wooden piece of wainscoting used to be, which is now on the floor. Where the hole in the wall is the one that Brett was so adventurous to leap into.
Y'all have a problem if I take care of this piece of wood real quick?
No, get rid of it.
Take it, and I'm going to go over to the railing. I'm going to have a brief moment where I'm going to toss it over, and I think that just might not do it, and I'm going to instead take it and slam it down on the railing, bust it in half. Or at least try.
Okay. So, as far as that goes, slamming it down doesn't break it. You have to hit it pretty hard. And even when you hit it pretty hard, you're really not doing any appreciable damage to it. Like, it's heavy on all its own, you know that. But this thing is built very sturdy. It doesn't yield to simple attempts to break.
Like, based on what I think it's made out of, does that seem weird?
You know, honestly, no. You know that it's well made. You know that it is a dense material. You're going to really need to find a tool, a hammer, an axe, something that's meant to break wood. This isn't a piece you could set up against the wall and kick real hard, unless you were, a fairly well-trained martial artist and break. It's going to take something extra.
All right, well, that was embarrassing. We're going to need something else. Sheepishly pick it up and put it underneath my arm. And we're on a construction site. We'll find something out in the yard. Anyone see a wood chipper out there? That would be pretty funny.
Are you sure we shouldn't be turning it in?
This thing's a doorway to your girlfriend. I think we need to get rid of it.
Well, just like last time we were given instructions, we were given permission to burn it. So I think that's probably a more permanent way to eliminate it. Set it on fire.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I just want to do it quick because as easy as we went in and out, I have a feeling them things move in and out, and you saw them. They're hungry. Just because she let us have these three back, ain't nothing stopping them from coming out and keep going. Let's gather up these kids and get back to our room and try and figure out what we're going to do with these kids.
Can we just drop them off somewhere, like a hospital or something?
That's unadvisable. Somebody will catch us on camera or something.
We got a real problem with these kids. I mean, it's great. It's not a problem. We caught them and brought them back. I'm not saying that. We got a real problem, though. They've been missing for weeks. I think that one of them was missing for months.
Yeah.
And if they just show up, I think the half-hearted effort to find the kids was one thing, If these kids just show up, I am pretty sure the NYPD is going to be 10 times as interested in trying to figure out where they were then, because now all of a sudden it looks bad for them. These kids have been alive. These kids were out there waiting to be found, and they didn't find them. They just showed up. We're going to have to come up with something. I don't know.
Both of you, Winters and Hawking, would know that to be very much the case. You're law enforcement officers. This is a case that has been looked into. It's been public, heavily investigated. And if the kids show up out of the blue, out of nowhere, NYPD will look foolish, badly.
Could we leave the kids somewhere briefly, and call in some sort of anonymous tip, maybe from one of those nice burner phones, and the police get to rescue the kids? There's an anonymous tip, and bingo, bango, bongo.
No, exactly. Like, isn't there a void in the building or something that we can put them in and then call the anonymous tip in?
I'm not sure that we want to put them in another void.
Yeah, but for 20 minutes till the cops arrive.
Sandra starts to stir awake.
Listen, let's keep talking about this on the way back to our hotel.
With the kids? We're taking the kids to the hotel?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Aaron. We've been all up and down this building telling them and telling police officers that we're helping to try and find these kids. These kids suddenly show up. Who do you think they're going to come after?
I don't know, but that was the anonymous tip. That's what that was for.
Anonymous tip, and then what's the next step? It's the police more inclined to try and save face by solving this mystery than just taking the gift. They ain't gonna take that gift. Now I could disappear for a bit. Can y'all disappear? Because one thing we could do, if we call this anonymous tip, then we disappear from the city for 2, 3, 6 months, and then come back. It should be fine. Does that work with everyone? Because I don't know of a better solution.
Well, I don't live here, so it's not hard for me to go back to where I came from.
I mean, that might be a little bit hard for me because kids in school and everything.
It would be best if we could get ourselves a trail before these kids is found. Agent Hart, you done left, and here's how you left, and because you've been using your name, and Agent Hawken, here's how you went back. It'd be nice if we had some cover. I do have one friend on NYPD. I don't know if he's that big of a friend that might be able to give us some time, but it'd be nice for us to get some cover, is all I'm saying. And be prepared for a grilling. All of us going to be put in a room, come at you for 6, 7, 8 hours, ask the same damn questions over and over. If they get any hint that we're part of this. And damn it, I think they're going to get a scent that we're part of this. I've been trained for that. I know Hart's been trained for that.
Absolutely have.
I've not been trained for that.
It's a hard time. It's a hard time, Dr. Weber.
Sandra sits up. You can hear the construction site outside the Garrison mansion beginning to come to life.
It sounds like people are coming here, so whatever we're gonna do, I don't know, throw those kids in a bag or under your shirt or something. If we're gonna get them out of here, we should probably do that soon. And I can't really walk by myself.
Why the hell is the organization sending somebody who can't lay low after an operation?
I can lay low.
Let's talk about this as we go.
We're not leaving with the kids. We're not taking the kids out of the site. This is where the kids have to be found.
I agree. The kids stay here. We sneak out. They're already here. They're going to find them sooner rather than later. One's going to start crying.
So what do we do if they try to climb back into this hole?
Who? What?
The kids.
The kids can't go in the plank. The plank's going with us. So...
Yeah, but the plank was covering the hole that you went down.
Let me put them in a different room. Honestly, if the kids fall down the hole, that's on them at this point.
What if one of you stays behind to find the kids? 3 of us go off on our own way. One of you stays and answers the police's questions. The most innocent of us. The one with nothing to hide.
You mean Dr. Aaron Weber?
No, it can't be the most innocent of us. I think it has to be the one that's most prepared, which really sounds like Special Agent Elliot Winters.
Technically speaking, but when they start asking him questions about how he got so injured, that's not a good plan either.
He was crawling around on a construction site.
I gesture to my leg.
I like part of this. How about we split up? I call my associate, Agent Ferens. You three take care of this board, this plank, and then scatter to the wind. I call John. I tell him to come in here. Maybe he can figure out a way to come in here without involving me at all. John's the hero. But if you three can get out of here without being seen, then at least it lessens the problem. And if it's just me and John have figured out a few things in our past, and maybe we just figure out a thing here as well.
Yeah, and the next time we come to New York, when John's a captain on the squad because he got a promotion for being the fucking hero, then congratulations, we have another contact.
Maybe. It's just right now, it's upside down. Right now, I owe John, and so this will be another. You just got to wonder how far up the accountant ledger it'll go, but...
He's going to get a promotion.
Maybe. Hopefully. That'd be great. Brett, I love it.
The rest of the kids start to wake up.
All right, go. I'll call him.
So when you say go and these agents get ready to walk out of the room, are you keeping the board, Winters, or are you giving it to Hawking?
No, board goes with them three. They figure that out.
Okay.
And I'll be helping Dr. Weber out because she doesn't walk very well on her own right now.
I picture a campfire in a secluded area in our future.
Interesting.
I'm going to draw some holes in this board and make it so you can fit pint glasses in it.
Okay. So I'll say there's a 50-50 chance, especially on this site where tools have been stolen and taken, that there are any available tools on the first floor when you get there. Heads or tails?
Tails.
It's tails.
See? It's either face down or ass up, and I picked the right one.
Indeed. You find not a drill, but you find something even better. You find a table saw. It looks like one of those guys left the table saw out. There's even an extension cord here.
No, I can go over there in like 1 minute. I can chop this thing to little tiny bits.
You deal significant amounts of damage to this wood, effectively rendering it unusable. And in doing so, you gain a point of sanity.
That's good. 2 episodes in a row, we destroyed some wood.
You do get an awful strong smell of sulfur when you destroy it. And you have a memory that comes to the forefront, an immediate one. And it's really just the eyes of that thing while your deed was done. How heavily it stared at you, bored into your eyes, that sort of flashes in front of you. And there's that echoing cackle in your ears. For you, Agent Hart, you watch, in the midst of this board breaking, you watch Hawking freeze up. And he gets a little shaky. You can hear the construction site coming to life in the outside.
If I need to, I'll help him finish the current cut to destroy the board. And then I'll be tugging on his arm like, we have to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, the wood breaking is already done. It's the after effects.
Okay, then I will definitely be tugging his arm. Let's go. And I'll go back to Dr. Weber and, drape one of her arms over my shoulder so that I can start helping her come out. And hopefully Brett will see what I'm doing so that we can three hobble her out of here into a car as soon as possible.
Okay. So you help Dr. Weber and Agent Hawking out of the Garrison mansion. And I'll just ask, are you going to use the side door or the front door?
Oh, the side door.
Okay. Use the side door. As you head out, you run directly into Maxie. Hey, hey. What are y'all doing here? Are you all right? He looks immediately at you, Weber.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. It's, I just had a little slip and I tweaked something in my, but don't worry about it. I know we are talking about, we weren't even here, man. It's fine.
Hang on. I'm this site's OSHA representative. You can't have a fuck up here and you want me to lose my job?
No, I just sprained something. And like I said, we weren't even here.
Yeah, it's got to be reported.
No, but I'm pretty sure we already had this conversation that if anything happened, that it wouldn't be on you guys, it would be on us, and we trespassed. I really feel like, Maxie, we had this conversation already.
He looks at the three of you. I don't want to deal with this paperwork. Get the hell out of here.
No, thank God.
Who the hell left a saw on? You hear from inside. God damn it. The three of you manage to exit back out towards the cars. It is a long walk for you, Dr. Weber, as your knee is totally fucked up. But you get there, and you're definitely in pain. That said, you're able to get into the vehicles. Where are the three of you going?
At least back to the hotel.
Well, no, because we gotta leave, but we gotta get our shit out of there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't just go hang out at the hotel, but we probably should get our shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. You head back towards the hotel. I'll move camera back to Agent Winters. Agent Winters, you have 3 young children, some of whom are beginning to be a little bit more than conscious. What will you be doing with them?
So right now we're on the 3rd floor. We know this shitty room that I do not like at all. Were there any other rooms on the 3rd floor?
Absolutely. There are several rooms on the 3rd floor. There are also rooms on the 3rd floor which are finished. 35, the one you're in, Unit 35, is the only one unfinished.
So I'm going to try and shepherd these kids out of 35 and across to whichever room is sort of farthest away from 35, finished, talking comforting, and, hey, it's going to be good. We're going to get some breakfast. We will see your family soon. Everything's going to be great. This is going to be a good day. But I'm trying to get them into that, whatever room that is, that's far enough away. Hopefully there's a door on it, because I want to get them in behind a door, closing the door. I've been pulling out my cell phone while I've been doing this, and I'm probably holding 2 of them because they're 11 months old, so they're not that mobile. So I've got them and bouncing and all that business.
Okay, you get them into the room. They're willing to go along with it initially.
And hey, Sandra, check this place out. See if you can find any good spots to hang out. And I'm going to call Bloomfield first, and hopefully get him on the cell phone.
You call Bloomfield. You hear a lot of background noise when he picks up. You hear a lot of air. Bloomfield, go ahead.
Bloomfield, this is Winters. Listen, I don't have much time. I'm going to tell you something that's going to be weird. I'm hoping you can just go along with it, because this is going to put an end to all the weirdness, but there's still a little bit to go. Can you keep everyone off the 3rd floor for a second? Just keep them off the 3rd floor.
All right, I'm almost to site. What's going on?
I think we have good news on them kids that we were looking for. I just got to put it to bed, and if I don't have to deal with or talk to any of your crew on the 3rd floor for, give me an hour or so, it's going to make everything real smooth. And I'll be honest with you, it's going to mean that we don't have to answer weird questions that we won't have good answers for, if you can just avoid seeing and being around. And I'll tell you, you ain't got any problems up here. There's no more injuries and things like that. We're not talking about bodies. It's just, if we can keep it clear for a second, I can maybe get this business wrapped up and out of your hair, and you can finish this job.
Well, Agent Winters, you are asking for a lot in that request. Definitely a skill roll for that request, for sure.
Sure.
I would like Elliot to make me... I think this has to be Persuade.
Persuade? Okay. I'm good in it.
You are.
It's in his best interest. Really is. I'm just here to help him out. Ooh, close. 63 under 70.
Very good. You hear his voice come back after a second. He says, yeah, all right. I mean, it sounds funny, but if it means this shit is over, then great.
I'm pretty sure that's what it means, Bloomfield. We're gonna be out of your hair. This is gonna be a good day for everyone. Thank you. I'm gonna hang up.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna call John. And this is the one that I'm worried about, but gotta do something.
You call John. You calling his desk phone?
Hopefully, I think I would probably have his personal cell. I'm gonna call his personal cell phone first.
Okay, you call. Rings 4 or 5 times, but eventually he picks up. Yellow.
Hey, John, this is Elliot.
Hey. Oh, how we doing, man?
Well, I have good news and I got bad news, but I got really, really good news here, John. Can I start with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know them three kids that we've been you've been searching for, up and down Red Hook.
Yeah.
I got him right here.
What?
I got him right here.
That's no. Where's here?
I got Sandra, I got Franklin, I got Catherine. I got the 2 little ones in my arms right now. And right here's that Garrison mansion that we had a little chat about a long time ago.
Really?
Here's the bad news. I can't explain where they've been.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you can't explain where they've been?
I'm not screwing with you, John. I'm not saying like, oh, it's secret. I'm saying I cannot give you an explanation for where they've been because I don't rightly know. But I will tell you, they are in great health for how long they've been missing. They are healthy and clean. You know what? They are much better than you would expect kids who've been missing this long and no sign of them anywhere to be. And this is why I called you on your personal phone first. John, I can't deliver them because I can't write a report that shows and says, hey, here's what we did and here's how we found. I don't have a perp. I don't have nothing. All I have is these 3 kids.
What? Hang on. What in the fuck is going on? You're telling me that you got 3 kids with you that have been missing for weeks, if not months, and that they're all perfectly healthy, reasonably healthy, you say?
They're healthy-ish. Yes.
And you can't tell me where they came from.
Well, they came right here from this Garrison mansion.
At the Garrison place.
We pulled them out of that. I pulled them out of that place. Yes.
Huh. Okay.
John, this is a problem for me. This is an opportunity for you. This is why I'm calling you. Because I ain't on this case, but NYPD certainly is.
Well, there's a lot of people been looking for those kids. Elliot, a lot of people.
And you know, I'm a father. All I can say is delighted. I'm beside myself that here they are, and they're okay. But I need your help. I need your help to put them back into society.
Well, listen, I don't think anybody would disagree that what people care about is having the kids back. But yeah, I mean, people are going to ask questions, Elliot. They're going to want to know. I want to know where the fuck kids been, and how you got them, and where you were, and why you were. Boy, that's a lot of questions, brother.
I hear you, John. What I want to do is make a second call, and I want this is a good idea from a compatriot. I want to make a second call, an anonymous call, and tell you all where these kids are, and then I'm going to get. That's what I would like to do with this situation.
That tells me that you know something about where they were and you can't tell me. Is that the story?
I don't know much. I don't know much about where they were, and I do not understand who had them, but I can tell you I can't explain it to you. I can't explain it to you in a way that you would believe, John, and I don't think it's fair for me to set that on you. You don't need that on you.
All right, Nate. I need Elliot to dig deep on this persuade roll. You're going to be countered probably by a roll from your compatriot, your contact, who's basically going to call bullshit on the entire thing. And we'll see which one of you is, at the end of the day, the victor.
Roll20 has provided with this little roll a 69 under 70.
Nice. So you plead your case, and after a few seconds of silence, you hear a real long sigh from the other end of the phone. And he says, Okay, call it in. I'm headed that way now. I don't want to see you when I get there.
Yeah, that's best. That's best. I agree. John, I'm sorry to put this on you, but also I think when all said and done, it's going to be good.
I hope so. I hope so, for the kid's sake. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. You hear the phone click shut. Like you actually hear the snap sound that the phone makes when he ends the call. And then a moment later it disconnects because he's got a razor.
I'm going to need to secure these kids. I took them to the finished place, closing the doors and all this stuff. I'm going to kneel down. Sandra's a 2-year-old. She's the only one that really can talk or whatever. Sandra, some good people are coming in a second. I got to run downstairs and I got to tell them where you are, but you need to stay safe here. Can you stay safe here for a second with your friends here? Franklin, Catherine, you're in charge and I'll be right back. I'll be right back, darling.
She looks up at you and says, I'm hungry.
And I tell you what, as soon as your friends show up, you're going to get as much, what do you like, pancakes, waffles, eggs, whatever it is you love, as much as you want.
You hear Franklin exclaim, pancakes.
God, I love that kid. I'm going to miss you, Franklin.
Where are you going, Elliot?
And I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to try and sneak out of this thing without anyone seeing me. And I'm going to try and find, I will, if it's available, I'm going to try and find a phone on the site. But I'm assuming that's going to take a little bit too much. So I'm going to go find a payphone real close to the dig site or the construction site.
So your stealth is base 10. You are not what we would consider a stealthy person. You do your best to try to avoid people on the way out. You are not 100% confident that you do so. I'm happy to give you a roll if you would like it, but I would, as your handler, warn you that it could get worse.
I'm just leaving without causing any ruckus. I'm hoping Bloomfield, having that call, will understand, and I'm just going to try and just leave. It's going to be the whole clipboard in hand. I should be here until I'm not sort of persona, and just get out of there, look for a payphone.
Okay. You get out of there, you walk over 2 blocks to a local place called Latham Tap. It's got a old style sign outside of the front of it. And you make a call.
Call it in, tell them the room number, Garrettson Mansion under construction. And I don't give John's name or anything. That would just be a little bit too direct. I know that he'll be listening and hopefully he'll pick it up. And after that, I'm going to hang up and I'm going to take a couple cabs out and get out of the city.
Okay. You take a couple cabs out to get out of the city. Something you feel is the best method. As the rest of the agents get back to the local motel room in Head Red Hook, you are going to encounter something a little strange when you open the door. And that is the bed, which appears like it was slept in. The bed where Agent Hawking recovered at. There is an outline of you, Agent, in that bed where you were laying before. It's almost like someone did a shadowy outline. You've seen the pictures at places like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the blast imprints. You see your outline there where you were laying in your recovery bed after Dr. Weber, but not that kind of doctor, had done some medical work on you. There's some sort of film some sort of dust that's on the bed sheets. You all would notice that. Otherwise, the room is undisturbed.
Yeah, I'll just go over and shake that out. Ain't nobody need to ask questions about that.
It doesn't come out.
Shit. All right, I'm gonna ball up in a ball, and I'm gonna steal a hotel sheet. They're gonna charge me $20 for that.
You're all witness to this.
Sorry, I was smoking in bed.
Yeah, I mean, Hawking, at this point, what happens in your bed, it can stay in your bed for all that I know or care about. So we're gonna get our shit and get out of here? Like, I feel like that was the plan, was for us to get our shit and go.
Yeah. Do you think you can make it back to your place comfortably, or should one of us drive you?
No. I mean, I can drive with my other foot, I think. Maybe.
I'm happy to drive you to your place and call a taxi.
Okay. And then maybe I fall on the stairs. Feels reasonable.
Might be the easiest way to explain it.
Okay. Pretty easily done. Hawking, what are you doing when they seem to be preparing to sort of leave together?
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to them. I'm grabbing my shit and going. I'm gonna dump that sheet in a dumpster out behind the hotel. I'm gonna grab my stuff together. Is my chest is healed from everything? Like, I don't got scars and stuff?
Oh, you have scars, but the predominant amount of actual physical damage was healed up.
Shit, what did I tell my wife I was going? And is it reasonable that there would have been a cat? All right, I'm packing my shit up. Yeah, no, I'm heading out. Didn't I drive up here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I drove up from Norfolk, so I can just drive back down.
Okay. You jump in the car, you collect your stuff, and you get the fuck out of town.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from toll roads or anything that like records like license plates.
Okay, so it'll take you a little bit longer to get there.
Yeah, same way I came up.
Okay. We put you in the car. Stereo helps with the ride home. Weber and Hart, you stage what you believe is a believable slip and fall accident. It doesn't really take a whole lot of planning, given your knee and leg has swollen at this point, and you're already in pain, but you are able to stage that.
Before that happens, I will also have Hart help me stash a raccoon human body in my freezer, probably wrapped in a number of layers of things, like a dark trash bag, a little sticky note that says "Do not touch."
Oh, and that thing fucking smells, Weber.
Yeah, that's what I put in the freezer. And Hart, there's a lot of birds in my house, so you are, just so you know, when you get into my house, you are struck by the smell of birds and just the presence of random feathers places.
Yeah, you're not ready for the smell.
Yeah, I might gag between the birds and helping wrap the thing.
If you hear a lot of feathers beating.
Yeah. And it'll probably just be okay, and just wrapping and essentially throwing it in the freezer. Feels like some serial killer shit happening, but okay. Are there birds in the freezer?
Oh, no, not right now.
Well, okay. Do you want me to call the ambulance for you so that way you can be taken to the hospital?
No, I'll handle it.
Okay. Can I use your phone to call a taxi?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I'll use the phone holding a piece of cloth so that my fingerprints aren't left on her phone, looking like I'm the one who threw her down the stairs. I'll leave and head to the airport.
Okay. So, Weber, you get the medical care that you have so desperately needed for the past 12 hours. They confirm after some tests that they believe that you've torn your ACL and that it will probably take between 4 to potentially 12 weeks to get some mobility back in it. They joke that you're not a, major athlete, and so you'll have to take the long road to recovery. and that if it doesn't heal right, it could have long-term effects. You board a plane, Agent Hart, back to where you're supposed to be doing work at. The past several days have been pretty daunting. I am wondering, though, because no one really has put it in here yet, but I am assuming that all of you would have at least used the motel to clean up and change clothes, as there wasn't a single one of you that were not involved in some sort of physical combat that included gunfire.
And covered in blood.
Yes, you especially, Agent Hart, covered in blood.
I'm sure that we all took a hot, at least a hot enough shower to scour some stuff off of us and get just clean enough that we're not in the hotel for too long.
Okay.
I don't go back to the hotel. I go back to my house, my apartment. I'll text them at some point as well. Kids have been handed over. Whatever, something sufficiently vague but understandable, but I'm not going to meet back up with them at the hotel.
You do what really any agent in your position would do, Agent Winters, and that is you have a real good long shower, likely a very stiff drink at some point to sort of level things off, and then stand and air dry in front of a painting that you stole from the basement of the previous residence that you were in, that wonderful and important McAllister building. You see that being on fire coming down the stairs, and you search its face or lack of a face for purpose in these minutes. It does seem to be sort of one of the only art pieces left here in your apartment. Everything else is sort of moved and shifted away, been taken down and replaced over the last few years. It's comforting, though, in some way. You would eventually recover your car, Elliot, and if memory serves correctly, there are some golf bags still in your car. Those golf bags had tactical loadouts for all of your fellow agents. What are you going to do with those pieces of equipment?
I do know of one green box.
Mm-hmm. You do.
And that seems like a great place to drop those bags off, and also a couple pieces of wood that I had picked up off the floor around a table saw at the Garretson Mansion that had been left. I would drive my car from Garretson back to my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get all ready in my shower and my meditation, trying to see if maybe this is the time when that painting really reveals its message to me. And when it doesn't happen, I'll call a cab from there, and I'll probably take a cab to the, I think it was a U-Store-It lot of some kind, with my golf bags and such, and stow.
Yep. You do so. You notice something inside one of the golf bags when you're storing it. This is the one that the clerk at the gas station had set aside for you. You realize that there's a piece of paper, a thin piece of paper, no more than 2 inches tall, that is wrapped around the inside of the golf bag. Like, imagine a piece of artistic Christmas wrapping. Not Christmas paper, but that sort of brown newspaper, sort of decorative paper. A little thicker than regular paper, but there's definitely something on it. There's a very long series of letters on it. And as you look down in it, you haven't touched it yet, but as you look down in it, you can see that it goes down fairly deep inside this golf bag.
What did that guy... I'll carefully pull the paper out and try and see if there's something written on there that makes any sense.
It's a strange series of letters. I don't know if any languages you might speak outside of good old-fashioned American English.
I'm a pure American, meaning one language.
Right. You pull it out. It's very long, thin but long, and there's what look like lettering. There's lettering on it. You're not sure what it's not English, that's for sure.
I'll put that in my pocket. Maybe that'll be something to look at while I take my little trip.
Taking a trip, are you?
I think I'll be taking a little bit of a vacation from New York. Few weeks.
Probably not a bad idea. Hawking, you get home to, well, home for you. And there is, as ever, a woman waiting for you. Dalton as well. They are happy to see you.
And I'm happy to see them.
You're also fundamentally aware that life has changed. You now have to keep another secret under your hat. You have to not think about certain things. And there are ways to do that, and I'm sure that we'll get into more of that later as it stands. There are some things, though, I would like to pass on to our agents before I go, and before we go. And that is, having saved some of the children, they are entitled to a bit of sand recovery for that. So that is something that is important. You removed one of the tunnels from existence. That's an important venture. We already know that Agent Hawking has done the deed and he has gotten the sand for it. But for each child, you are all going to recover a D4 sanity loss. Kids are worth it. See you, Weber? So I will give you all 6 points of sanity back. That is your restoration. And even though you may comprehend what happened down there, because of the path you took, Agent Hawking, you're not available for that sanity bonus. Everything has a price. So I think at this point, what I would like to do, I would like to bring our From the Dust to a close. It has been a fantastically enjoyable series for the handler, hopefully for the agents as well. And the next time we see our OCEL on screen, we'll be dealing with the after effects of all these problems they've created and what life looks like next. So thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time.